Okay, part two is working with negative indices where we want to express these using positive indices only. What I'll get you to do is I'll get you to hit pause on the video, give yourself enough time to have a go at as many of these as you can. Once you think you've done all you can, hit play again, and the rest of the video will go through the solutions nice and quickly for you, which you can stop and pause at any time you need. So hit pause now, and I'll see you back in a minute. Okay, solution time, just see how you went. Question 1, 2pr to the negative 5. It's just the r to the negative 5 that is the negative indices. So the 2p will stay on the numerator and the r to the power of 5 will become the denominator. Question 2, don't be fooled by that negative 6 at the front, because the only part that has the negative indice is that q to the power of negative 2. So the negative 6 will stay on the numerator and the q squared will become the denominator there. Question 3, again, identify what the negative indice is, okay, and place that on the denominator. Pretty straightforward. Question 4, no harder. We've identified h to the power of negative 2 as the only thing with the negative indice, so the rest of it will stay on top and the h squared will move down the bottom, okay? Across here to questions 5, 6, 7, 8. In number 5, again we can identify that x to the negative 6 is the only thing with the negative index, so that is going to slip down to the bottom, which will leave us y to the power of 5 on top, and on the bottom we've got 4y squared. That x shifts down and turns to a positive index of 6. Number 6, we've got s to the power of negative 9, and we've got a t to the power of negative 4. Now, there's a couple of ways you can go about doing this one. I'm just going to go and swap those over and make them all positive to start with and see what we can do from there. Before we look at the negative indices, we've got 10 over 15 out the front here, which simplifies down to 2 over 3. That s to the power of negative 9 is going to go down the bottom. We've already got an s squared there, so we're going to put an s to the power of 9. We've got a t to the power of 5 up top, and this t to the power of negative 4 is also going to come up the top. So what we're actually left with here, I'm going to work across the page, I want you to work down, is 2/3. We've got now a situation where we apply index law number 1, t to the power of 5, t to the power of 4, which will get us t to the power of 9. Same down the bottom, we've got s squared times s to the power of 9. We're going to add those indices together to get s to the power of 11. Okay. Number 7 has a look. Now this one's a little different because we've got our negative indice here, all right, which means that everything inside those brackets is a negative indice also. On the bottom we've got an f to the power of negative 4. So all that we have that doesn't have a negative index attached to it is the e squared. Okay. Now because of these sets of brackets in this top part here, that negative 3 applies to all of it. So to make that positive, all I'm going to do is go and shift that down the bottom. Okay. Now the f to the power of negative 4 on the denominator will come up top and be positive there. Okay. Now there isn't any benefit in us simplifying CD all cubed because we've got nothing to simplify it with, so we'll leave that as is there. Number 8, may not have looked at one like this, but that negative 2 index out here applies to everything inside. Okay, so a couple of ways you can go about it, but the way we're going to look at today is we're going to apply that negative 2 index to everything inside the brackets here. So we've got on top now 2 to the power of negative 2. We've got a to the power of negative 2. We're going to divide that by 9 to the power of negative 2 and c to the power of negative 2. So what we've got a bit of a unique instance here where we've got everything with negative indices. So that means we're going to swap everything on the top to the bottom and everything on the denominator back up to the numerator. So we've got now 9 squared c squared over 2 squared a squared. Okay, now we probably can do a little bit more with that one. 9 squared we can say is 81c squared over 4a squared. Now, you can have a look and see if you can simplify 81 over 4, but we can't. So this will be our final answer here with positive indices.